Hi, welcome back. We are The Way, The Leaf. We are doing our watch of Season 3 of Amazon Prime's Wheel of Time series. We are doing episode 5 called Tella Ranriad. It's directed by Marta Cunningham and written by, I'm going to try this, Ajah Ibrionke. With us, as always, is Lady Catherine and G Mama. Hello, ladies. We get a lot of continuation from the last episode. The last episode had Rand going through the column. We start off here with the Aiel as well. Moiraine playing with the glowy crystal oyster pearl that she stole from the tree last episode. And this thing is pretty powerful. It is creating these awesome weaves. She is super excited to be doing it, and suddenly it kind of gets out of control. She starts to get all burnt up until Lan saves her.
It seems to go between like being in pain to having pleasure to then it hurting again. It was like that was all sorts of stuff going on. The weaves were beautiful.
She asked Lan, what did you feel? He says euphoria and thirst or hunger. And then he asks about what'd you see in the rings? And she got her trauma face and just snuggled in.
What it left in the sand.
Yeah.
The design was beautiful.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool how they did that.
What do you guys think of this thing that she's playing with? It's called the Sakarnan. We hear that it is the greatest Sa'angreal designed for women as a counterpoint to Kalendor, which is made for men. This is her just playing with it, and it made that crazy image in the ground. That's a lot of power.
I would imagine when the two get together, when he gets the sword and she's got the ball, that sorry, I can't. Yeah, it's like she's playing with her ball. When the sword and the ball together are just going to be pretty phallic, but very powerful.
Would she have died if Lan didn't show up?
She looked like she was aging, but I don't think she would have died. I don't think so. But
oh, okay.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't know that she would have died. I mean, it was right. She was trying to control it. She kind of kept going back and forth. Maybe. I mean,
what we are seeing is a real struggle there at some points. We get to Cold Rock's hold, and they live in cool caves in the rocks. All the Aiel.
Right. They were walking into another Aiel place.
We meet Ruark's other wife, Leanne. They're a beautiful older throuple. I bet you they go on cruises.
Not a third wheel, they were for sure a throuple. Landers don't have I can't remember what multiple wives or multiple. I can't remember exactly the phrase they use.
They don't share lovers. I think that was the term. And he's like, not usually. Nope.
Right. Not unless you're a green Ajah.
Aviendha is assigned to Rand. Says, hey, you're going to wake up with him and you're going to tuck him in at night. You are going to watch that Karkarn. She's like, rats.
So
she does kind of start trying to teach him a little bit about Aiel ways.
Like manners while they're eating.
Mm-hmm. In a snippy way.
Very.
Were they eating bugs?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was like, it reminded me of The Lion King, where they're like, let's rustle up some grub.
Slimy, yet satisfying.
Yes. Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that was kind of a flirty little lunch that Moraine's like, yeah, I'm going to go.
I'm done. I'm full. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to just split. But what new things about the Aiel kind of stuck with you? We saw a big city, I guess, for Aiel Tang, right? Or we saw a significant amount more of Aiel, I guess. Let's say that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they were in a village, right? So, and it was sort of. I mean, where we've seen them before have all been traveling, really, or kind of meeting people along the way. And this was like, they were comfortable somewhere, like actually, not in tents, but eating, socializing.
But they are intense.
Totally.
They are intense.
There is we meet a little girl.
So cute.
Red.
Oh, insert name here. I don't remember her name. But the little girl is she is a goner, right? She's not gonna live. Right? There's no way she sees the end of the season.
Dude,
Anyways.
dude, that was the farthest thing from my mind.
Right? I know. Look at how they're all just gazing upon her and how cute she is. And
it's perfect.
Rand was all playful with her and chasing her through the little rock village.
Damn it.
Do you like the squash, Rand al'Thor? I grew that squash, Rand al'Thor. He's like, oh, it's a perfect squash. I've never had a better squash.
I think it goes that they're so happy with the granddaughter. It just shows how maternal or matriarchy the society is with the wise women and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also those are the grandparents. The mom's in a treatment center right now. She had a rough growing up. She had a rough time. And cut that out, right? The mom has weird neck tattoos.
Dan, just to be honest, like I just went into your settings and reduced your mic background, and all of a sudden this like buzzing and like humming noise just disappeared. So I might be able to. I'll probably be able to get most of that out. I think I can get out in post, but
okay, great. I mean, I guess there's a washer and dryer going on, like kind of in another room.
Yeah, that's probably what I was hearing.
I can turn it off.
No, it's fine. I fixed it now. I'm just like, I was like, shit. Like, there's no way. I don't even. I guess I could just have ignored it and not said anything. I'll try and fix it in post.
Okay, sorry about that.
It sounds no, it's fine, but it sounds great now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, sorry.
But the kid is adorable. She has gorgeous red hair. She grows really good squash. And she is inquisitive. She says, "You're the Karan, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, look at my sweet tats." Which shows that news has traveled. I mean, if she knows, then everyone knows. All the Aiel knows. Hey, we got a new CEO, and that's him.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Look at that hair.
And then it was cute that he was playing with her, and the other kids were running along.
Right, he's all, yeah, I'm the dragon, and I'm gonna eat your soul. He's all, and I took your nose.
Yeah. Such a fun game.
Look.
Just adult men.
I got your nose.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's cut that out then.
I like it.
Is this where that we also saw them? The title of the episode was Teleran Riyadh, right? And they went there. I know. I mean, we jumped around a lot this episode. We just lost Ryan.
Jesus.
Ryan.
Wow, I'm so sorry. Wow, no, I was trying to do something. My bad.
Okay.
All right, start that question over, G.
Yeah, the episode is called Teleran Riyadh, right? So we did see that that the wise women were teaching Egwene how to actually go into the dream world. I know I can't remember exactly the sequence of how everything happened, because this episode we went back to seeing everybody, all the other friends as well. So we I know we were going, there was a lot at the White Tower, there was a lot, so but there was a lot of dream worlds.
Yeah, one thing though was the fact that when he came back as the Karan, the basket weaving lady, I guess they didn't accept him.
Right. Yeah, they referenced that, right?
Yeah, so he's got to get the others to accept him. I don't know how many go under, the queen of the desert or in their own groups. So we'll have to see.
And did they, right? So they're going to this place, and they said that they were going to wait for the clan chiefs. And then did they mention that, like, the wise women, that were they going to meet in the dream world, or did they say that, or am I making that up?
The clan chiefs in the dream world?
Or the wise women?
The wise women were with.
But when they mentioned, they're like, when we saw the Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and they didn't accept him, they're like, we need to kind of meet with the others and see. But I thought they had referenced something about them not meeting in person and them meeting in Aviendha, but I could be wrong. Do they say
I think that, well, what it seems like is going on is there's like a big meeting that's going to happen. There's a place that they've called Alcair. What is it? Alcair Doll. And everyone's going to go meet there. So they're like, I think that that's what they were referring to, is they're like, okay, yeah, I talked to the other wise ones, and when we all kind of meet, we're gonna talk.
Right.
Maybe.
So whatever, they're waiting it out so that all the Aiel can have a conversation about what to do with the Karkaran. See that progress, except then, we see other things kind of talk about, but they're just kind of waiting to have that conversation in another episode.
But Bear and Moiraine are dreamwalkers, and they say, "Hey, Egwene, do you want to take a walk in the dreams with us?" And she's like, "Psh." So
"Hey, Egg, take a walk on the wild side."
Does the car? She's like, "Does the Karkaran have two tattoos?"
You get dream to 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 dream.
One thing that sorry, I'm interrupting your song, but when they were starting to go into the dream world, Moiraine, I think her name's Moiraine, said, I can't use touch the one power, but I can go into the dream world. So we had seen Bear use it, right? So that just was kind of telling to me that, because I'm like, oh, the wise ones have one power, but they don't all necessarily. And just obviously we've learned throughout the whole series just that a lot of people have it. A lot of people seem to have this power. Not just Aes Sedai, but there's a lot of different people with it.
Right.
I like the armor that she jumped into real quick.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So when they go into Tel'aran'rhiod, so the issue that Egwene is having is that she has continual dreams of Rena, who was her captor with the Shanshin, in her dreams, trying to kill her still and stuff. And Bear had said, "Hey, if this person is trying to kill you in your dream, she's still alive." And she's like, "Well, that's crazy." But so that Egwene has to learn how to defend herself. And Moiraine says, quote, "If you want her out, just believe she's out." And Bear's like, "Yeah, it's as simple as that. Whatever you believe, which that's what it is."
Kind of went against the last time where she's like, "Oh, if she's there, then she's still alive." And then this time they're like, just imagine that's not true, and they'll be okay. So that seemed a little bit confusing to me. I'm like, so is she alive or she's not alive? You're just alive in your imagination, but
but she can control her own dreams to an extent.
Right. Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, so maybe if it's her dream and that person shows up, she can say, "No, you're not really there," and turn them into a dog in their dream or something like that. Kind of.
Oh, yeah. Shit. So what kind of power do you think they have? If you believe it exists.
Well, I don't know. We haven't gotten that far because it went haywire.
Okay.
The Shadow Soul, Forsaken Landfear showed up.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember too, because we obviously know Landfear, but I don't think Egwene knows her. Right? She's never seen her before.
Oh, what do you think, Catherine?
I'm trying to think. Huh.
Yeah,
She was
I was thinking that too, and I don't think that she has. I mean, Moiraine knows her. But
Yeah.
Egwene does.
But
They're palling around.
What's his face really knows her.
Well,
Mhm.
what she has been attacked by this woman in her dreams. They the Aiel have identified this as being a shadow soul, which the wetlanders call Forsaken. And when she sees her in the Rand's dream, she has all these flashbacks and remembrances of this woman trying to kill her. And so I think this is just her putting 1 + 1 + 1, but I don't think she's ever seen her outside of her dreams. It's just in her dreams she's been attacked by this woman a few times.
Okay, so Lanfear was the chick that was attacking her all the other times. It wasn't her captor.
Well, I mean, what do you think?
I thought
it was Rena. I don't remember, and I don't remember her having, when she saw her with Rand, having flashbacks of other dreams either.
Oh, at the very end, she sees Rand, and then she has flashbacks of her being killed a couple times, or about to be killed, and then she's and then the episode ends. So we'll get to that when we talk about the dreams in specific.
Okay. I may have blinked.
Before we get too far, though, we have Swan and Elida. Let's talk about what's going on with Swan and Elida. Elida enters Swan's.
Bitch.
She comes in and just immediately starts talking shit.
Yeah, she is. Right. We've been feeling like, all right, she's probably not that cool. She's, and she came in. Yeah, she came in hot as just mean,
Mm-hmm.
Total mean girl. Mean.
She's like, this office used to be important until you turn it into a fishwife marketplace.
Yeah.
She's bitter about not being passed over for it, and so she's still acting like she still wants it, like she did then.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, but just the classism, right? Of her in her royal gowns and working for a queen, and that
where she came from,
high elevation, exactly, and like you said, the way she was putting her down was from where she comes from, right? Oh, this is just a fishing village now. So it felt gross to me.
She called her river trash.
Right. And spat it out when she said it too. So it just everything before, kind of the whole evilness of power was one thing, but this got me. This pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She says to Swan, she says, your net is coming apart. She says she's gonna call the hall. She says, hey, we're gonna cage Rand al'Thor, and you're river trash. Asks about Moiraine. She's like, yeah, you guys used to be like a lovesick puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, was that a Moiraine love letter, and was it an old one, or was it a current?
It was. They
They
didn't really. I was wondering the same thing, and I first thought it was old, and then she's all, well, where is Moiraine? She's like, I don't know. So I'm like, actually, I don't know. They might be still in correspondence somehow.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it was.
And after this, we have Swan is talking to Varen. She goes and talks to Varen. Adelaise is there, and Leanne. And they're talking Black Sisters. They find out, all right, there's one still in the tower at least. Confirmed. Mm-hmm. There should be 12. There's only 11 that we know of. Yes, Catherine.
Yeah. So my mind was going, and I was thinking of the colors and the two brown sisters. I only know 3 brown sisters. Mm-hmm. The 2 brown sisters that went to 13th door, and then the one from Harry Potter.
Cho Chang.
Chang.
So Chang,
Okay, so I don't know if
Cho
she's
Chang,
a
yeah.
sister or not, but I don't. It seems as though every color had a
dark sister. Yeah.
Ajah.
Black Ajah.
Yeah, but I didn't see a brown black.
Yeah, the dwarf one.
I thought she was red.
Naomi. No, Naomi was brown.
She's brown.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought she was in a red. Okay. Never mind then. That went out the window. But
Well,
yeah,
what was
I'm trying to figure out who.
So who do you think it is?
Leanne.
Ooh, Leanne, the
Yeah.
Skull Crusher.
It's got to be somebody we know, right? Just kind of because otherwise it'll be a little anticlimactic if it's like
Right.
the
It's
person
Jenny.
in the
Jenny.
corner who we've never met before. Yeah.
You know what? I think it's the one whose sister lost her memory.
You think it's Varen?
Yeah, because she could have done it to both of them easily, but she didn't. She just knocked her a little and then took everyone.
Wow, that would be big because she's buddies with Moiraine.
And everyone, yeah. So
She is in the
everyone,
inner circle.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think that'd be a good one.
that would be big.
The discussion is that she blocked the weave. You're saying that it was just a little dose?
Yeah, she just gave her a little and then went on to the other and gave her the whole zap and didn't.
The whole zap.
Mini zap, big
It's a
gold
tricky
zap.
one.
Yeah, and I think if she was not a Black Ajah, she would have gotten the whole zap. She could have zapped them both. I mean, the way it is, they can throw, a snap a finger and cut something off. So, I mean, she didn't hurt her like she could have.
I
think my take is Leanne, right? Who's like the Amerlin seat's like assistant, who knows everything, is positioned to be able to swoop in when needed.
Yeah, she's right there.
That's a good one.
Like, there's no higher. This is Pete Hegstaff.
What?
They're on Signal app right now.
That's where they made all their plans of how they were going to trap. How they were going to trap Elida.
Leanne is right now responding with a fist pump, an American flag, and a fire emoji.
Yeah. No. Mike Walsh is on the right, and JD Vance is on the left.
Where's Ruby?
No, Tulsi Gabbard. Varen's Tulsi
That is
Gabbard.
very Tulsi Gabbard, yeah.
Sorry for all our non-American.
I'm sure this is getting cut. This is going to be in the blooper reel.
Sadly.
Benny Hill. Sorry.
Yeah, this is for Patreon only.
Those are fake books.
Yeah, just like the 5G tree.
Right. So they decide to, they are going to spill the beans about the two Black Ajah that they have hidden inside of the 13th depository.
Well, they're going to entrap her.
They're going to bait her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, define your terms. Entrapment is a legal, when
they said that they had the Black Ajahs hidden in the, I kind of assumed there was more than two. I mean, that's kind of anticlimactic. I thought they had at least like 3 or 4, not just 2. So
we saw them question those two before. Elaine and Nynaeve were questioning them before. Those two trying to get info from them.
Yeah, but I didn't know those were the only ones they got. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, those were the only ones. 2 died, 7 left, 2 were captured, I think.
Now, someone had to know that they were in the 13th It's suppository.
So,
Exactly.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, in the 13th toilet, and send the gray guy to the right place. So it has to be someone really in the know,
Yeah.
Right.
because he could be, haunting the halls looking for him if he didn't know. That's a hidden place.
Yeah.
Now so you mentioned the gray man. Is this the same gray man that we saw being created?
Oh, I think she
I
creates.
thought we saw him already, and I thought we saw him die already.
So this is a new gray man.
New gray man. Yeah.
New shit.
Well, and right, we because we saw the shadow Forsaken is in Tenchiko.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So remember we saw her like a couple episodes ago as a servant there. So she's hearing what's going on. So they might not know that they're in the 13th depository, but they also might guess that's where they hide. I don't know. But
Yeah, that's where
but
they
she's
hide
the
people.
one reading the gray men, and she's listening into the black Ajah. And Tenchiko.
That's right. That's right. When that the Red Wedding Part 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Why would she have to spy on the Black Ajah? Aren't they all working for the same goal kind of thing? Or no?
That's a great question.
Because they don't trust each other in all aspects.
Yeah, to me, that's to me. I'm not sure what the Forsaken are all about, what their end game is, and I'm not sure what the Black Ajah's end game is. I know that, they supposedly all follow the Dark One, but yeah, that's
Yeah, I thought the end game was to stop the wheel so that the lives did not keep coming back around. Because I thought that was what my impression was. But then when we saw last week's and she found a weakness in it so that she could give power to others, that seemed like a different reason for that. So I'm confused as to what the Forsaken's end goal is and if I like them or not.
Why would you like them?
Well, okay.
You know what? Because if they're just trying to stop reincarnation from constantly, be done.
Be done.
be done with life.
Yeah,
Just
you know what? I don't
Just let the world
I don't
end.
expect
So
her.
I'm over it.
Just get out of here.
But yeah, so I don't know. I haven't decided if I like them yet because I have to see their manuscript.
Well, let's go through this plot real fast. So we have they're going to bait Elida. They're like, all right, make it subtle, but bait them. Did you see this because right after she talks to Adelaus, and Adelaus spills the beans about the 13th depository and Black Ajah, and they both cover each other's mouths, which is pretty cool.
That was funny.
Let me ask you a question. What level of damage is Adelaus at right now? Varen's like, yeah, she could do this. Don't worry about it. And she does. She does admirably. She lies great. Or not. But
She didn't necessarily lie.
It could be just echolalia.
Right. It wasn't lying. You're right.
Yeah. She can't lie anyway because she's... Oh, actually, can she lie? If she's now mentally incapacitated, can she break the oath?
I think she was just fed what to say and how to say it, and that was it.
Well, yeah, and I think they could have done it in a way too, where it's not like a lie, but it was even like, here's where you're gonna go and what you're gonna do, right? Just kind of almost even tricking her into being the bait without her being aware that she. Of what she was doing.
Okay, interesting.
There were a bit of variables here. So Elida was speaking to the white Ajah member named Aviendha. She's like, "Hey, Swan Sanche has been trying to tear down from the inside here. She's not good for us." And she's like, "Well, we work off logic. I'll let you know." And she's like, "Oh, there's Adelaus with an accepted or a novice." She goes over. She's like, "Hey, beat it, kid." Chases the girl off and then is sitting with her. That plan has quite a few variables. I guess one of them being that the novice themselves isn't going to be a stern caretaker,
Well, she went.
Well, she went back and she's like, "Okay, it's done." She's like, "She took the bait." Okay, so she was in on it.
Yeah. She knew she played her part.
Yeah.
And then that Adelaus is capable enough to do what she did, which she did great. But I guess that there are variables. She could have said, "Oh, Varen told me to tell you this."
Mm-hmm.
Varen said to say, when you asked, to say that. Who knows? I mean, so she did great. The plan was awesome.
Yeah, and then what's her name? Adelaus? What's her name? Is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Then she went down there and
Adelaus,
immediately proceeded to kill one of them. Like, okay, done. I'm like,
oh no, that's Elida.
Elida. Yeah, sorry, Elida.
So Elida knows that. So the 13th depository doesn't seem to be that big of a secret. if Elida knows the weave to just open it.
Two people in there. The gray man got in there, no problem.
It's just a hole in the wall. Yeah.
Looks like a whole party down there.
You man, you're stuffed up there.
The 13th suppository is just a big hole, actually, right?
Seriously, man, if you still got stuff up there, I don't know what the hell.
All right, well, let's talk about it. The gray man got into there. Depository. How?
So someone had to.
Did they do magic?
Someone let him in.
Yeah. Someone had to know that they were in there. So it has to be someone in the inner circle.
Leanne knew.
Elida comes in hot and heavy. She's like, "Hey," to the first prisoner. She's like, "Hey, tell me everything you know. Tell me all the Black Sisters." She's like, "I'll never do it, ever." And she's like, "All right, fine. Death to you. Kill you."
But that's an example to get the other one to, it's bad cop, bad cop.
Get the other one to talk.
Yeah.
Then she pulls this girl. Yeah, she's like, "This is not a negotiation." She's like, "You will not leave the cell alive. You will just have pain until you tell me." And she was about to spill the beans, and the gray man comes in, starts stabbing people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then
Elida,
Elida and Leanne come in and save the day, or not? Swan and Leanne come in and save the day.
Yeah.
At the end, there, Elida's laying there, bloody, and Swan says, "I may have misjudged you, sister." What happens here? What is going on? Is this a good thing that she did?
I think she thought she was the other black one, and if she was, she would have gone in there and conspired with them. And she didn't.
Well, that was... Sorry.
And she didn't conspire with them. She was like, what's going on? Tell me. But I think that, gave her a cover if she is. I don't think she is, but I think that they were trying to weed her out as the Black Ajah.
Right, and that's what I thought too. I mean, it is a kind of a weird thing to say, right? Because she went in and she killed. I mean, she immediately killed one.
Killed one.
Like immediately. So I'm like, I don't know that you really misjudged her. You just, you were wrong. You were trying to weed out if she was Black Ajah. She did kind of assume that she was, right? She's like, oh, she is. And Varen was the one who's like, we got to be sure before you just jump to the conclusion.
I wonder if Moiraine would do that.
what? Just kill somebody?
Just kill someone.
Just kill Black Ajah?
Yeah.
I think Moiraine would.
So we saw that you need to ask permission of the wise ones in order to enter Ruidia. We also saw that Aviendha was a maiden of the spear, and then Bear says, "Hey, listen, stop fucking around with the spears. It's time for you to grow
Come
up,
down.
be the wise one."
And snaps him on her knee.
And so breaks her spears. Yeah, you'll never play with this video game ever again. I'm about to break it.
Mom!
No, I'm breaking it. I'm putting it in the shredder.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is it just certain ones, or is it a certain age? Because I don't think Rand's mom was younger than Aviendha.
She might have been. I mean, that's an interesting thing because Bane and Chad are spear, have their spears still. So is it all women when you get to a certain age, or is it just? It's a good question, and I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
Aviendha didn't want it, right? I think they might have said you were chosen or whatever, and she certainly that wasn't what she wanted at all. So maybe it isn't all of them. But there's something.
The other lady said she was chosen and she didn't want it either, but she still had to do it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how they're chosen. If it's seventh son of the seventh son.
If it's something in there like a wisdom, right? And that's why like Egwene was like she could hear the wind. There was something in them that they could see that they either have an ability.
So Aviendha is essentially a wisdom without consent.
Well, she gave consent because she did follow through with it.
She ended. I mean, she did make a choice. I guess she could have run away. She could have fought against it, but she did.
Well, they broke her spears.
She handed them over, Dan.
What is she gonna do? They broke them.
She handed them over.
Yeah, I was just wondering as to why some were and some weren't. And if we think it's because they've got a touch of the power, it isn't, because this lady said she couldn't touch the one power.
Right.
And
well, I didn't say the one power. I said an ability, right? So it's.
Well, no,
there.
the one for the white going to the dream said she couldn't touch.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if she had something else instead.
Yeah. Do you think every wise one has some sort of magical ability?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that's how they're chosen.
Okay.
Or the wise women are told in their rings that this child shall be, the next wise, and this one. Maybe that's why it just. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Bear. We saw Bear was a wise one, but Roark's other wife was a roof mistress.
Oh yeah, they called her a roof mistress, huh? I don't know what that meant.
Housewife?
She's like an innkeeper? Housewife? Is that a housewife?
Homemaker.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, there are differences within there as well, but they both seem to have a title of respect. I mean, being called a wise one is always good.
I'd take it.
A roof mistress, that's probably
I can't relate,
good.
Dan.
Yeah, Ryan, you're the sometimes witty one.
Wow.
That's a good. No, you are sometimes witty.
Ryan, we would have sent you with the message.
There were things something. What was that? Sorry.
We would have sent you the message to tell the lady to go into the 13th suppository.
Oh, I get it. I'm enfeebled.
Whoa.
I'm enfeebled. Yeah.
I love you.
I know, I love you too. I'm just like a buoy out of the sea. Just
Oh, hey, a pelican. Poop.
I might have to make a meme out of that.
G.
No, oh, so I was gonna say there were things, there were a lot of things in this episode that I liked, but there were some things that really bothered me. It did jump around, like it jumped the two rivers for like a hot second, and then it jumped back somewhere else. Like it jumped where for people to be like, oh, the white cloaks are coming, okay, and then it jumped back, and I'm like, well, what? Like, why do we even go there for that? So there were kind of a few things. It jumped to, like, they were all having that meal, and Moiraine's all, I'm done, I'm gonna go, and then Rand was talking to the other woman from Malkiri, which I'm like, okay, I'm not sure the significance of this conversation. And then all of a sudden he was with her again, and they were drinking. Like there were just some things that I'm like, I'm not really sure.
You didn't like Lan and Moiraine doing a little dorm room party?
I did actually. So that's why I'm like, there's parts that I liked, but again, Rand was like having this, Lan was having this conversation. I don't remember the Malkiri woman's name, and then they show Moiraine, and then Lan. Oh, Melindra, right. And then they show Moiraine, and then Lan shows up there. I'm like, well, he was just there. I don't know. There was just some things that just kind of were weird. I did like, we saw Moiraine smile more in this episode than I think we have like in the whole series. So I did like seeing that relationship, right? I like, okay, yeah, let's just have a drink. Okay, it's fine. And so that it was fun to see that, and then we saw her smile again a little bit later too. But I don't know, there were just weird jumps to me that just bugged me.
They did squeeze a lot in for what doesn't seem like a lot, but there was a lot squeezed in here, especially the Two Rivers stuff, I think.
Yeah, we haven't even started talking about that yet, and then there was like all sorts of stuff with the going on at the Two Rivers.
So let's get into that. So Aiel says, hey, tonight's the night. If we're gonna get the Cothins, we should do it now. That's what our scouts say. Go ahead.
Okay, so this chick that we don't know that well is a scout, and I was like, are we gonna trust her that this is, I just didn't know if she was setting him up in a trap.
She does wear evil person clothing too. She wears like bad guy clothing. She has like kind of sharp leather ankles. Right? Yeah.
Like dark makeup, everything about her.
If she was an anime character, she would probably be a bad guy.
Well, I don't know if she's a bad guy in this, because she said they were in the mountain or something, and then when they showed the white camp, they were all there. It didn't look like they were missing, so I just didn't understand that, but that was just...
Well, they said, what she said is more are coming, and then when they went to the White Cloaks, they said, oh, the reinforcements are on their way, and as soon as they get here, we're going to attack.
Right, so, the White Cloaks, they said the reinforcements will be here tomorrow, we'll attack the Two Rivers the next day.
Right.
Okay.
So they were talking about the same people that the scouts had seen coming too. Okay. So it seemed like it was legit. What they saw was actually coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Alana says, all right, yeah, I'll help you guys. I'm gonna make weather. I'm gonna make it a hard landing for a pilot. Thick fog.
Yeah.
Maxim is not thrilled. Maxim hey, listen, this is all bullshit. We should be getting our revenge. I'm gonna go get Leandra, because you were just sitting here. What are you doing? And she tells him, you are not enough.
Oh yeah, that was right. Yeah, they're going through it, right? They're grieving.
Oh yeah,
they're grieving, and
they're hurting each other because they're grieving.
Exactly. But what I really liked what she said, because he's like, what are we even doing here? But so she was saying that you're not enough, and explained why, because she needed an army. She's like, there is something going on. I need an army, and the 2 strongest generals I've ever seen, and the Dragon Reborn, and the guy who blew the horn. Like, they're all here. Like, this is, I'm coming here to build an army. Because, yeah, he's all with farmers, and she's like, fuck yeah with these farmers.
She's like, yeah, one thing I noticed in this attack is that the Black Ajah has their shit together. And we do not. All we do is do politics, and we need an army. He's like, an army of farmers? He's like, no, an army of, like, blood of Manetheren.
Yeah. Yeah, so that I really,
nice.
She clarified a lot for me in her description of that. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, she's right.
But something happened shortly after that kind of proved her right.
Oh yeah, that one of the girls, that I'm assuming it's one of the girls, has
power. Yeah,
has power.
Oh,
right.
That's great. Yeah, good call, Cass.
So the Aes Sedai and the Water stay back. Maxim actually is like, I'm gonna fuck off. I don't like this anymore. Alana's like, all right, I'm gonna block you.
Peace out.
On Instagram and on Waterbond.
Damn, Blue Sky.
On Blue Sky, yeah, I'm blocking you.
Signal, because apparently you could just like slip into
add them on Signal,
a group chat on Signal.
If I inadvertently add you, please let me know.
Yeah, you never know when the content gets sucked in.
You gotta let me know on this stuff. There's so many JGs on my phone.
Yeah, and then so he supposedly leaves, and she brings in the fog.
She brings in the fog. They go in. Perrin goes in with the 2 Aiel ladies and Fael. They find the girls, but the mom is not there. The mom she tried to steal keys while Dane was giving them water. Dane was like, hey, I'm going to be a cool guy. I'm going to kneel by your cage. You're a good boy. Hey, no, you're good.
That's a small cage for 3 people.
Fuck yeah. It gave him some water. He's like, yeah, drink that water. And a natty tried to steal the keys. He got pissed. He's like, why'd you do that? He went to attack. Someone channeled. He's like, witch. Natty claims it, and he's like, turns her over to Aviendha.
Right. And it wasn't her. I mean, we don't know who it was, but it was clear that she was protecting her.
The bird eater.
The bird eater.
Oh yeah, the bird eater. Yeah.
Bird eater.
Cut your tongue as you're eating
the
them.
white cloak.
Yeah, then
eats the bird.
Bird is word.
The blood is a part of it.
And they had the wolf heads, right? He got attacked by the wolves. So they had the wolf heads all along when Perrin came down to the camp.
Oh yeah, very, very dystopian.
Yeah, so he does not. So he does not like wolves, as they.
Well, that's a great call, Grace. Yeah, that was probably Valda saying he heard wolves and said, "Go get them."
Exactly. Yeah. They attacked him, and he's got like his arm. I don't know if he's got like a fake arm or if his arm's in like a sling or whatever, but his arm's in a thing still.
It's still in a thing. And this is a couple years later, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows the timeline? We know that it's been years,
and
though.
It's funny. I would like timing. I wasn't sure either, but Moiraine said something to Egwene said a couple of years, and I'm like, has it been a couple of years? So I guess I don't know. Some of these journeys, I guess, take them a long time.
Yeah.
But we did see Matt's mom burnt to a crisp. So
I'm seeing a couple years with the
Burnt or
girls.
flayed.
Oh yeah, and those girls are older, definitely older
So we
too.
see the time there.
The attack against Alana, the White Cloaks, Aviendha's like, let's go catch us a power woman. He sneaks around the outside. He's like, yeah, go
Buffalo
get her.
Gals?
She gets 5 or 6 crossbow. Thunk, thunk, thunk. She looked like a porcupine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Maxime comes back. Apparently she turned off the bond, or she stopped blocking him.
Inadvertently.
Pain does weird things, I guess, to you when you get after the 5th one. He comes back. They kill them all.
10 when they walked away, and it showed 10 white cloaks on the.
Okay, so the way the White Cloaks were when he was carrying her away goes back, I think, to like the first episode when they had the goats.
And I was trying to see if there was a symbol that they were in when
Ooh,
they
look at Lady Catherine.
The goats that they had, and that's when they knew that the mouth screamer was there.
Epic
Yeah.
callback.
The mouth screamer.
Yeah. But that's the only thing I thought of. I don't know if there's symbolization to the circle or
Right.
what, but that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, but she got stabbed a bunch of times. Like, I don't know how she's gonna get through that. He got stabbed a couple times. I mean, they managed to kill all the white cloaks that were there. So,
Well, she can heal
hopefully
him.
live. I'd be sad if she's
Well,
pulling.
who's gonna heal Alana? There is
That's
no
what
other
I
Aes
know.
Sedai there.
There's no.
And she has some pretty grave wounds, it seems.
and we don't know who the wisdom in the Two Rivers is right now.
Right. It's
The
rookie.
wisdom and the wisdom heir apparent both took off.
Yeah, this is a rookie. This is a rusty at best.
Yeah.
Oh,
They got
I'm
and then
sorry.
they got the girls and bolted.
Lived
right?
happily ever after.
Yeah, the
Aiel is quite the fighter.
Then Perrin and the Aiels, I don't know what's going to happen with them. I didn't know if they got away or if they're going to be captured or what.
Yeah, good question.
Well, let's. Aiel kicks some ass. She took on 2 grown men with swords, with just
Mhm.
knives.
More than two.
And then threw a knife at Dane Bonehold's. Is Dane dead?
No.
I doubt it. I think he'll pull through too. I feel like he's. I don't know.
plot armor.
Somehow in this era, people can live through. I guess getting like stabbed by a sword's not that big of a deal. Maybe.
It's flesh wounds. I mean, it's like
Well,
Call of Duty. You just rest up for a little bit and you're fine.
It all
Recharge.
depends.
You just hide behind a
minutes.
house.
But I mean that might. I mean, like it's not. It's these are good points, Grace. Like the White Cloaks will. I mean, they don't believe in magic. They think that shit's evil. We've seen people get healed even in this
Right.
episode. You know,
Yeah.
so he can't just get healed.
And Aviendha still has a sling or something. So
Right. Exactly.
And we're
Exactly.
okay. Where the
But-
fuck is he at the end of this episode?
I was wondering that too. I'm like, okay, he wanted to go after Alana, but he didn't go. He just sent a bunch of other people, so he's hiding somewhere.
it looks like Child Buyer died, right?
No, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
She
we don't
fucking-
know.
Fire.
No. Aviendha is someone else. I thought when he's like,
Aviendha is
Child
the-
Buyer, do you want to go learn how to hunt powerful
Oh yeah,
women?
we
No.
kind of.
I
yeah,
think
he-
that cat died
I think so.
From
He seemed
what?
like a throwaway guy to me because they introduced
from
him. and
a warder or from
Aiel?
Alana. No, he was attacking
Child
Alana.
Buyer. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Not Bonehold.
Yeah, not born
Buyer.
born holder.
Bungholio.
Not
Buyer?
Bear.
I'm sorry, they all look
Not
alike
Bail
to me,
Doman.
Dan.
they're all in the same outfit. Well, but wait, did anything else happen in the Two Rivers? I think that's it, right? And so we're assuming that Perrin and the girls and Bane and Chiad and Fail are all gonna be safe somewhere, and then hopefully
assume so.
Alana and Maxime are gonna go get healed somewhere. And that was,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
hopefully they do cover that next episode.
Maybe
everything
the
there.
little girl healer.
Yeah.
Good point.
Okay, so now we've got the water wizards that
The
are,
Water Wizards.
Love it.
Well,
we've
and
got the-
Nynaeve, who just is puking her guts up.
yeah, she's not.
She just.
She's not a wetlander, or she's
Yeah.
just a lander.
Right.
Yeah.
She's a landlubber. Yeah, she's not enjoying it. Matt is not enjoying it. They're just sniping at each other.
She's
They've
just a big fat know-it-all. Like, just won't stop talking about everything.
they've been stuck in below deck for over a month on their way to Tanchico. And Matt is getting sick of it. But apparently they made a bargain that they would going to stay below deck. But they come up and they're like, God, we need fresh air. And
before they came upstairs, Elaine did notice. She's like, how is it that we just passed that? Like that should be 2 weeks away still. Like we're going way too fast. It doesn't make sense.
That wave we don't pass for another 6 months.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like it was land or something.
Yeah. So like she had already made a comment of this is weird. So then when they went upstairs, they learned why.
They learned they can go upstairs. Nynaeve has a couple conversations with the mistress of the ship, the chief boss, pretty much telling her, hey, if you don't want to get seasick, then stop fighting it. Just don't insist that the boat go where your feet want to be. Let your feet go where the boat's going to be. And she's like, yeah, that helps a little bit. She later connects that to her channeling block and says, you can't touch the one power. And she's like, yeah, I can sometimes. She's like,
well, it was interesting, right? That she knew that, like the woman on the boat knew it. She said, you can't touch the power, can you? So it wasn't, I mean, it didn't just come up in conversation. She like called her out on it. She's like, you can't.
Yeah.
And kind of said that and said it's like you can't control the ocean either.
She's like, look, one of you is seasick and one of you's fine. One of you can't channel and one of you can't. Think about it. It makes this connection about the ocean with the one power. As far as it's you have to
not
accept
to
it.
be controlled.
Yeah, she's afraid of the power. It's to control it, and she's trying to keep control of everything.
I think she asked her, she's all, are you controlling person? Do you want to control? And she's like,
and Elaine like snickers. Elaine's like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And how?
Right.
What we see from the wind finders, they're called, is one of the more spectacular examples of channeling that we've seen. A very energetic, interpretive dance of flows that this woman was just really embracing the wind, it seemed, in her movements.
Now.
Yeah, and I found it interesting too, right? They call them the wind finders, and that was something that and we did see it a little bit later too, but like I think in the very first episode, Nynaeve and Egwene, they were talking about like being able to hear the wind. And that was, right, they didn't think they could channel, but this idea of being a wisdom where they could hear the wind and they could understand things. So it was just an interesting connection that these people also are all about the wind.
Yeah, they do call that back to Nynaeve's dream later on.
Right.
So what about, they notice, they see the rays of surfing, but can Matt, or not, was it Matt? Can Matt see it? I don't know if he saw it.
He wasn't above deck when they were doing that.
With men.
He wasn't above deck at all when he did that?
I don't know.
He came up there. No, I don't remember.
Well, Elaine woke up. She was sleeping next to Nynaeve, and she woke up and she's like, Nynaeve, you got to check this shit out.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. Yeah, because they weren't supposed to see it, right? So they weren't supposed to be up there, and they're like, fine, you can be up here. Matt had gone down and was down with men. They woke up and they saw it happening, and then had to make a promise to not tell anybody.
Yeah, and then at the end,
I think they pinky swore on that.
Yeah, and then at the end they said, "You must never tell the tower. Promise us." And that promise was made.
Well, apparently the rumor around the tower is that the sea folk never send any channelers because they're too weak. They can't hack it.
Power's too weak.
They can never become true sisters, so they just don't even send people.
Because they can
she's
use
like,
it
keep
themselves.
believing that. She's like, let them just keep believing that.
Yeah, she asks, why don't you send him to the tower to train? And she says, well, there's different ways to learn, and there's different ways to be a woman. Was she hit? Was she?
A few different ways to be a woman.
Was she hitting on Nynaeve?
Yeah. Ooh.
Perhaps.
Didn't think of that.
Sorry, me and my brain.
Dan's like, I did.
Yeah.
Now when Matt and Min go downstairs and she's trying to clean up her artistic abilities, and he sees the picture of him hanging. I personally, it's a picture. I don't know if I would recognize that was me, but when she explains, yeah, this is a vision I had, and I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't come about. And he's like, oh yeah, and he acts all cool, and then he rolls over, just like.
And then he rolls over and is all afraid.
Yeah, it hurts. So
that's obviously him.
Yeah,
That's not Barney Frank. That's Donald Flynn.
Barney Frank, the senator.
Barney Fife.
Barney Harris. You dummy.
But when they get to
all right. Hey,
Barney Frank, Ryan, do your best Barney Frank impersonation.
Oh well, I mean, hey, just because we've invaded Iraq, Afghanistan, Yugoslavia, the Gulf of Mexico,
Greenland,
Canada. Thanks for not to be blamed. Go make America.
Ryan, Barney Frank was a good senator.
No, he's a fucking.
He was.
Yeah.
Look at what he did. He was the first gay senator in Massachusetts.
Look at what he's doing
now. He did
now.
a lot of progressive shit. No, he's dead. He's dead.
Barney Frank is dead?
Barney Frank, yes.
Oh,
he's
you guys are not
from
talking
the
about the same
80s.
person.
He's first gay senator in Massachusetts. The dude was a pioneer.
And he died?
you're thinking of someone else, right?
Those are people who've died. They're all my friends. And they've died.
Okay, so I wouldn't have thought that was me.
Kathy, I could draw a picture of you hanging and you would totally know it was you. And I'm not a good artist.
Okay. But when they get to Tanchico, it's not what I expected.
It is a kind of a shady place with dodgy characters.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like Bali or something on the beach, like a resort kind of area.
Well, we saw Leandrin and the Black Ajah show up there, and it was much more lively. I mean, there was a lot going on, and everyone kind of had the sort of these coverings on their faces as they were walking through, but it didn't. And it seemed, it was crowded, but it didn't seem as seedy as where they came into port. And literally, there was somebody hanging.
It could be the port. See, I saw the guy hanging, and he looked like that picture to me. So I was like, oh, maybe that's what she saw.
Yeah, it was like the first thing we see are drunken pirates like pushing each other. Out of my way. Arr. We hear someone splash into the river. I don't know if you noticed that, but there was like a big splash after like a little commotion in the background. Yeah, there's just craziness going on there.
That's what. Yeah, it maybe it's just a port area, but I did not expect it to be as dangerous as they were warning them. Don't make eye contact, don't do this, don't do that.
I think it's like any high-end tourist area in an impoverished neighborhood. Like you have to go to your all-inclusive resort that has big walls and gates, and you get like food. You gotta
get through all the people like trying to sell you stuff and
all the trinket sellers, the magnet people.
Magnet people? What does that mean?
They're selling magnets.
Oh, I thought they like use magnets to pull your like wallet out of your
Magnet
pocket.
people and churro
Yeah.
people. They
And
pull your
gum.
churros.
Yeah, so it wasn't what I expected, but maybe when they get a little farther from the boat, it'll be nicer. But yeah, that was.
And now
interesting.
Min's with them too, and she knows the place, right? She's
Yeah.
been there. So Nynaeve and Elaine weren't so sure to trust her, and she's like, you know, because Elaine, like, book smart, like, knows geography and knows all the, like, kind of all this, and Min knows actually how to get around.
But
Right. There was a sweet little part actually where Nynaeve says, "Do we trust her?" And Matt looks at her for a second and says, "Yes." And Min like really felt affected by that affirmation of trust.
Mhm.
Yeah, good point, Dan. Yeah.
yeah, that was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she was working with and she knows Leandrin. She was working with the Black Ajah. She was working with the Forsaken. Matt's like, you know, what the hell? And so yeah, him actually saying that he can trust her when she was basically selling him to a Forsaken not that long ago.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's a big leap. That's a big move.
yeah, I think he's right though. I think if he gives her the trust, she'll earn it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Are the water women gonna go
Water.
into Tanchico, or do they stay on the boat?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know if they were gonna join them.
I didn't get the impression that they were. I got the impression they were just their ride.
Okay.
But I mean, I certainly could be wrong.
And then we show up at the rock.
And then we're back in the Aiel Waste, and Moiraine comes to Egwene asking for her help.
Yeah, so we get the dreams now, right? So Egwene seems to have learned quite a bit.
Can I tell you another annoying thing?
Yes.
Literally, she did it once. One time, they're like, we're going to do this, and here's a pin, and it's going to fall out. And she's like, okay. And she almost died coming out of it. And then she's like, oh, yeah, I can do it. No problem. And she, like, oh, really? You're now, like, an expert? Like, you almost died last time you were in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it alone.
So so that bothered me, too. I'm like, okay, you're now...
Maureen's like, hey, Egwene, you took a helicopter lesson once. Can you fly me over to my friend's house? And Egwene's like, it's kind of dangerous up there, but it's important. Okay, let's do it.
Right. Oh, yeah, is it important? Okay, sure, then I'll...
So who does she need to get the message to? Does she need to get it to HBIC?
Yeah.
Or
One.
is it something else?
She went to Swan. So, and she said, like, because all these things she saw, she's like, if you don't bend the knee, if the tower doesn't bend the knee, then everything will be destroyed. But she said, there's two things. And she said, and she said, you have to bend the knee. And then she's like, and that's it.
And that's all.
And that's all. So I think the second thing was and I love you. But I don't know if that was the second thing or if there was another second thing.
Unless she knows who the Black Ajah is, or maybe there's something else like that.
Yeah.
It would be nice if it was I love you. That's cute.
Well, she does know through her visions that any reality in which she lives, Rand does not.
See,
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
You're
She
right.
must have had a lot of visions that I didn't see. Because the visions the way I got the visions were, half the time Rand dies, half the time she dies. All the time she dies with Lanfear. But I did not see the fact that they could not survive together.
Right.
Well, she had thousands upon thousands of lives, is what they said. So
Right.
all these possible futures. I believe her when she says, yeah, of all these things, the only way it succeeds is if I'm not there. And she opens up to Lan about how bummed she is. She's like, we won't be there. I won't be there. My whole goal and I'm not gonna see it to its end. This is a bummer. I wonder if that's what she was gonna say to Swan. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. No, and I was really interested in that too, right? That selfishness that she had, right? Because it seems like she, like, everything has been like to find the dragon and all of this, and it seems a little selfless that really this was just her mission that she had to do, but this idea of like, but I actually am not going to be there to see it. So there was a so yeah,
Moiraine is clearly a micromanager, Grace.
No, but there was a humanity there of like, yeah, this is all I've been working for, and I wanted to be there. For whatever reason, that just kind of struck me.
Oh yeah. Well, so she says, and everything that we've done and everything that we've lost, and she's talking about not being at the last battle. Like, she's been on a 20-year straight mission.
Yeah.
Seriously, this has been her life.
Her whole life. Yeah.
So I mean,
no, it has been.
If all of a sudden, like, I couldn't go to something like my kids have kids and I can't see them, you know what I mean? It's I've done all of this and then I can't. That's just a little. I think she's just having a little pity party.
Yeah.
Pity party.
Yeah, and they get drunk after.
Yeah, and they get drunk.
Yeah.
Perfect ending.
So she goes to visit Swan. Egwene's like, okay, so when you hear that pin drop, you gotta leave. I'm gonna go visit my friends. You're cool here? Okay. All right, bye.
Yeah.
Mo talks to Swan.
We did see Rand in the dream before all of that too, right? So we sort of knew, like, Rand was in a dream with Lanfear too, and she confessed her love to him.
Yeah, she says, "I love you." Rand says, "I saw you in the visions." And she's like, "I'm not that woman anymore." He's like, "Yes, you were. That was the woman who was the innkeeper. You were fierce. You were caring for people. You wanted good for everyone. This is the person who I see."
And she says, "I still do."
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Cass? Do you believe her, or do you think she's Do you think she's Selene or Lanfear in that conversation?
Ooh, great question.
I think she would do anything for love. And I think she loves him.
But she won't do.
She won't do that. Yeah.
But
what is that?
Do that.
I'm hungry. I want some meatloaf.
I think that if Rand asked her to, run away to Tanchico, they would run away to Tanchico. I think she would do anything for him.
Yeah. She did seem more Selene to me there than Lanfear, more human than Forsaken. So I don't know yet if I trust her.
Trust her is different than what I think she would do for him. Yeah.
This is the same woman that is tormenting Egwene's dreams, that in Moiraine's visions, I don't know how many times Moiraine got her throat slit.
Right.
But dozens of times.
Dozens. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the same woman.
Same person.
Right. And Egwene, she's trying to get rid of because that's her competition.
But she didn't know, right? So that's where, like, early on when she first went into Tel'aran'rhiod and saw her, that's why I was right then. I'm like, I don't think she knows who she is, and I still don't think she knew who she was in her connection to Rand. And then she sees her later with Rand, and she's like, "What the fuck?" Like.
But I think Lanfear knew who Egwene was.
Oh, for sure. No, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Lanfear knew her, but Egwene didn't. There was just this woman in her dream trying to kill her, and then she ended up seeing her. Right? She goes to see all her friends. Goes to visit all her friends in their dreams. Like, hey, I'm gonna hook you up, or you're like, whatever the word is, but
Yeah.
and that was
No.
really fun.
Well, imagine, Grace, you enter my dream,
Mhm.
and the woman who's been killing you in your dreams, like your nightmare woman, I'm
Mhm.
like just like making out with her.
Yeah, that would
As you
that
would.
that would
As I
startle
would,
me.
yeah.
That would
It's a
startle me
dream.
a little bit.
So
And
but
very
before,
comfortable, right? Very comfortable. Like she's sitting on him, so it's not. It was. I mean, there was also this comfortableness that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
had together too. So it wasn't just this tryst or whatever. Like, you know, she was kind of like resting on him or whatever.
Yeah, and in context, she had seen all of the Emmonsfield 5.
Right.
Like, they're like kind of like truest like selves in their
They-
dreams, right?
And all happy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, yeah.
There was that. I liked that too. Which was interesting. All of their dreams, in each of their dreams, they were dreaming about something happy.
Yeah.
right. Before
Right.
we get into those dreams with Moiraine and Swan, so Swan tries to kiss her. She says, "No, what we had is broken. We broke what we had." But then they end up. She says, "I love you," and they start kissing. They will always be. I'll find you in the next life, in the next
Right.
one, until we get it
All
right.
right. So
Did
okay.
they make up? Did they? Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry. Well, I was. Did they break
keep
up?
going.
And are they back together? Are they, or is this just like
It was
a
goodbye.
breakup? F.
I think it was goodbye.
Okay. Okay. What do you think, Catherine?
I think that they're on a different level now, but I don't think they're broken up. They may not be actively together, but they're always in each other's hearts.
But that was goodbye sex.
Well, I still think they keep in contact. So it's changed. Yeah, it could be the last bang for now.
The benefits are gone.
Yeah, just friends.
Okay. So Egwene starts jumping around to her friends. Let's see. She goes to the first one.
Egwene with her daughter.
No, Nynaeve.
I mean,
So
Nynaeve.
she first goes to Nynaeve.
Mm-hmm.
Nynaeve is in the Two Rivers. She's on the bridge from season 1 where she and Egwene were listening to the wind. Nynaeve is teaching her imaginary daughter, who she saw in her accepted test. Her and Elan's daughter. She still dreams of this little girl and is teaching her to listen to the wind. Melancholy for me. Because this was the daughter that didn't happen, right?
Didn't happen, but Nynaeve has said, like she felt it felt real, right? And it was seemed like years that she was in there. So for her, it's more of a memory than imaginary.
Yeah.
So she's going back as often as she can to this place of happiness.
I mean,
This memory.
melancholy but bittersweet.
Yeah,
It just
I like
shows-
that. I like that term, that bittersweet.
Yeah, like it shows who Nynaeve is. Like this child is not real, but Nynaeve is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real to her in her dreams.
It's very, yeah.
Conscious. That's what
Right.
she said.
And really where she wants to,
When Egwene went into the tunnels, and she said it's what she's going to come out with, that she's never going to, you know what I mean, the memories. Because we don't know what Egwene saw in those yet. We only saw that one brief bit.
Right.
That we don't know what she went through as to what she's carrying around also.
All she knows is, all we know is that Rand asked how it was, and she said it was horrible.
Yeah. And she came out covered in blood.
Then Egwene, while she's dream hopping around, she decides to go check out Elaine's dream. So, guys, I have a voyeuristic nature, so I would probably love jumping into people's dreams in general. But do you feel that this is invasive?
I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it at the time. I felt like she was just kind of, checking in on everyone, and then it was this like nice connection that she was having. But I mean, to your point, I mean, she could have showed up at some inopportune times.
Well, Elaine is doing wind finding. She's blowing her own things. Aviendha comes up behind her. They start doing the Titanic. Jack, don't let go, and I'm the king of the world. All that stuff, which could very well have become Bound Chicka Wow Wow.
Right. But,
and Egwene's.
I just found that very fascinating. It took me a minute to kind of even realize, because I'm like, oh, okay, we're back on the boat with somebody moving. I'm like, oh, that's Elaine, right? So Elaine as this really free, like, ocean person, and not the queen. She wasn't dreaming about being the queen. She was dreaming about being here and dancing on the water with Aviendha with her arms wrapped around her. I mean, I loved that. I'm like, oh, that's, so we're seeing what is, I mean, whether it's just a nightly dream or whether this is like their hopes and dreams that she's in.
Oh, interesting.
I think with her jumping to the dreams and being told the person in your dream is alive, she's making sure that they're still good.
Okay.
Because if there's no dreaming, that they're not around anymore.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that cast.
They jumped to Matt's dream, and Matt's dream actually, if I got emotional at all, it was probably during Matt's dream. Matt, his main desire seems to be to provide for his family. He comes in, he looks dapper. He was
successful too, right? Whatever it was, he was successful. His mom was proud of him.
Yeah, so he tells his sisters, "You'll never sleep on the floor again." His mom, who we just saw was burnt to a crispy crisp, is dead. Says, "I'm so proud of you." And then Matt's like, "Hey, look at this sword. It's a parent made it. This is fine. Two Rivers work." This whole thing kind of got me in the heart a little bit, because we know that Natty Cawthon is dead. And the last things that we heard her say to her son is, "You will always be a prick like him," or something along those lines, that he was like ruminating on. He had that tea and like was tripping on, and his dreams are no. She's not saying he's a prick like him. She's saying, "I'm proud of you. You did well." And he's never going to hear that. So that sort of thing like got me a little bit. And this is one of the more invasive things, was seeing Matt's deep personal feelings about his family that I thought was intrusive. More than sex. I mean, more than sex. And she got what she deserved by seeing Rand, because you shouldn't jump into people's dreams. Yeah, Grace, if you jump into my dream and I'm having my normal Pamela Anderson dreams...
Yeah,
I don't know. Baywatch, baby. I'm a Baywatch. I'm a Gen Xer.
Motorboating all night long.
My Anderson?
I don't know, but but you get what you. Hey, if you play with fireworks, you're gonna get your finger hurt.
Yeah, you don't get to pick.
So I don't see that there's any blame involved. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
I think with Matt, even it's sad. But I think if his mom was still around, he'd still never hear it. I don't. The way she acted and treated him in general, or towards men, I don't think he would have ever heard it. So it may be better for him.
Well, that's just a dream anyway.
And he's not hoping for it all his life. It's not attainable, and now he knows, or will know. You know what I mean?
That's even more sad.
Hey, let's try
Then
this
we
up
get
We
there.
saw
Perrin.
Perrin. We saw Perrin in the
Perrin,
the
okay.
Two Rivers, basically having the life that he had before, but with Fail instead of his first wife, but just making, just working as a
Right, he's
blacksmith.
making what looks like a shovel.
I thought.
I don't know. What is that? What do you think he's
and
making?
Hopper was there. That's right. And Hopper was there with
And
him
Hopper
too.
was like his pet.
Hopper
Yeah.
looks like that cell
He's like,
phone
sit, boy,
tree.
sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hopper was jumping, trying to get the sparks.
Mm-hmm.
He's all
That
chop,
was
chop.
cute.
He was doing that at the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. We've seen Hopper do that before. Yeah, I like that.
So Perrin's living his best life, and then finally she sees Rand sitting on their rock. That's their rock, guys. But guess what? He's there with Lanfear. Lanfear's making out with them, sees Egwene,
Mhm.
and just stares at her in the eye while locking lips with her man. Egwene flashes through the images of Lanfear in her dreams, killing her, choking her, all these things, and that's how it ends, with her screaming and horrified by what she's seeing in Rand's dream.
Yeah, will
Yeah.
she be screaming because of the flashbacks, or just because he was kissing someone else?
Yeah.
Right.
All
Well,
the above.
kissing someone else won, but kissing her,
Yeah,
who's been it's
tormentor.
it's compounded, right?
Right.
Well, and the last scene we had with Rand and Egwene was in this episode where Rand's like, "Oh man, it's been a long day. We haven't spent time. I'm kind of a little horny." And Egwene's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go sleep with the wise ones if that's cool." And he's like, "Sure, I guess. Here, take this vibrating teddy bear and
Give me a kiss for the road.
give me a kiss for the road." So then she jumps into his dream, and
Right.
she takes off his coat right after here. Like they're starting to undress.
Yeah. This is like a. Can you give me a Celtic bonk chicka wow wow?
That's how it ends, guys. How did you rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being blah and 10 being
Myself, I would say an 8, but I'll give it an 8.5 because I really liked the water women and the sphere designs.
Okay.
The way they did that, but yeah.
I feel like I'm maybe close to an 8, but I'll give it an 8 because there was a lot that I really liked. There was a lot of the storylines that I was invested in for sure. I thought Alana, I'm like, oh no, is she gonna die? I don't want her to die. There was a lot that I was absolutely invested in, but I was saying before, there were just some weird jumpy things that bothered me. Like having Egwene know how to take Moiraine through the dream, that bothered me. Like having so those were more just
Valid.
kind of probably more little things than kind of the big story things. But
they
all
need
in.
the little SpongeBob SquarePants time jumps where it goes 2 years later.
Meanwhile,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were some annoying jumps like that, but other than that, so I'll give it an 8. I might have to ruminate on it a little bit, and might change my mind.
what do you
I'm
think?
gonna go a little bit higher.
Maybe 7.5. We'll see. I don't know what this.
I'm gonna go at least 8.5. I think that this episode we learned a lot without it being super info dumpy, and we also Egwene now has the power of being able to jump into people's dreams. That was a little accelerated, I do admit. We should have had some sort of training montage, with Rocky music in the background. With her just sleeping and learning stuff.
That would be a really interesting montage of her sleeping.
But we have the 3 timelines now pretty firmly established. We have what's going on in Tanchico, we have what's going on in the 2 rivers, and we have the Aiel Waste.
And we have the
White Tower. Yeah.
We have 4.
So those, I liked how I can see where things are going now, where before it was a little loose. Now things are pretty established, and I want to see how they kind of get to the end, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ryan, what do you think?
I'll give it an 8 myself. I believe that this is a really brave episode coming off of the excitement of last episode, for them to like get back into like the dynamics of like 2 people in a room, right? Like, which is like kind of like where the acting comes out and the writing comes out. Like, the pacing of this was much slower than the last episode, but I really liked it. I liked it a lot. There are a couple things that were bothersome. I don't need to get into it, but like, you know, for the most part, at the end, I did start crying. It took me right, like when Egwene was going through all of her friends, basically like true like intentions. They're all great. You know, they were all great. Like, Nynaeve is beautiful. Matt just wanting to like impress his family, help his family. Perrin just wanting a peaceful life as a blacksmith. All of that really hit me. And then when Hopper came in, I was like, whoa!
And Lan just wanted to get laid.
Lan?
Or Rand?
Oh, Rand, yeah. Right.
Yeah, and then there's twists. So I mean, like, so much of this, like, it's just so, all the little things that they're like putting forward are like kind of paying off. Like, they're all the little twists. Like, they have to build up to make those twists even make sense. So like, all the shit that we've been seeing, like, now where I feel like we're getting payoff. Like, there are real surprises, even for like book readers.
I was gonna ask, like, last episode, you said it was, you gave a lot for the book readers.
Yes, and it's continuing.
So this episode also, did it satisfy?
Yeah, I mean, again, like, yes, so much. To specifics like Nynaeve puking on the boat. Like, if you read the books, like, you're like, yeah. She's puking.
She does not like boats.
And it's perfect. And there's a lot of like ways that they're like expounding on the kind of the lore, you know, in like surprising new like ways, avenues of getting at it, but it still like feels so true. These last 2 episodes are blowing my mind.
They really are. There is a voyage on the sea folk boat. There is captured 2 rivers folk by the White Cloaks. There isn't really the land fear aspect so strong as there is in the books here, but there are other Forsaken that are doing things. So land fear, I think, is kind of standing in for some of the shenanigans. Overall, there's a lot of things that they're starting to get back to actually following the story as it's written, which they did not do so much in like the second season.
They have to set it up so it's good, do you think?
I feel like surprisingly enough, like they had to like, it's like a curveball. It went out of the strike zone and now it's back in.
Good analogy.
All right, and before we end, Brother Dan, Barney Fink is alive and he works for Signature Bank.
What?
Yeah. Look this bitch up.
Wait, that's 2022.
He's still alive. That's not
that's 2023.
That doesn't look like the same guy. He's 84. He's still alive, but he is no longer a politician.
No, yeah, and now he's like a
if I win,
he works for banks.
and the shit will
He's
kill
a
no
lobbyist
man.
for a bank. It's great. It's all great. Everything's great. Everything's funny.
If I lose,
Everything's great. Everything's gonna work out in the end. Lady Catherine and G-Mama, thank you again for another amazing non-reader reaction to episode 5 of season 3. Join us next week as we get into episode 6. Till then, run for your lives. This is the way of the leaf.
Ryan, try that again.
You do it.
You do it. Do it again. You can do it. You can do it.
What did I miss?